Welcome to day one of fighting every day in virtual reality until I can defeat an Olympic boxer. This series is going to be a long one, I think. Watch the video and you're going to see why. So for this fight, of course, we have myself, Tren. After this fight, I was 0 win, 1 loss, stand 170 centimeters tall and 78 kilos. Sharky, on the other hand, is a contender, 1568 elo, 6 wins, 4 losses. He stands 183 centimeters tall and 85 kilograms. So, this is the first fight of the series, coming up against Sharky, who is quite a famous boxer in the AVRB community, known for his unique fighting style called the Sharky paw, where it looks like he's pawing at you, sort of in a downwards action instead of a normal boxing strike. But he's been working on that, you know. He's developed a lot. I think he's been there for every single stream I've had since the start. So he's a very, very, very active member. And it shows in his cardio. The man can keep up the pace. I, on the other hand, as you'll soon come to find out, I struggle with the pace significantly. The intention with this first round was to try and keep the pace low and retain some energy for the later rounds. The format is 5 rounds, 3 minutes. So I wanted to make sure I made it to the final last couple of rounds. But what tends to happen is when you get amongst the thick of it, everything you plan goes out the window. And you end up exerting a little bit more energy than you hoped. At least that's what happened for me. Right? So I'm here in the white shorts. Sharky is in the black as per the UI at the top. He's a much taller fighter than me, so a lot of this fight is me chasing him on the front foot with a big reach disadvantage. I probably play this game now. I had my first match a couple of days ago. That was my first match for like a month or two. I've been spending a lot of time commentating and producing content for the game, and not much time has been left for playing the game, but the intention with this series is to change that and to get amongst it again. I'm trying to focus on my jab. I'm finding in this new damage system the jab can do quite a decent amount of damage. I experimented with hitting the body a lot in this one, as you can see there. I didn't seem to find much success. Like a lot of these body hooks didn't feel like they ever did any damage. So that's the final 10 seconds of this first round coming up. Nice lead leaping hook there. Try to do some damage at the end of the round, and I tend to gas myself a bit here. Alrighty, start of the second round here, another 3 minutes, 2 of 5. I'm already sweating a fair bit, but I'm relatively keeping the movement up. Still got some footwork in. Still experimenting a bit with the body shots, but Sharky's pace is really beating me up. He does a lot of damage, man. He's got some good experience. I was getting in the punishment zone, which is when your screen goes black and white. I was getting that very, very often. And that's when you see me start shelling up, putting my guard up and just trying to recover, because basically I'm on the verge of being knocked down. He's definitely got some good power, Mr. Sharky. You can see his boxing technique is a bit peculiar, but it's been working for him in the game. And he certainly beat me up in this round. Well, all 5 rounds actually. My biggest success was basically a 1-2. A right straight landed a fair few times on his head. Yeah, I definitely landed a few right straights that sort of stunned him, but I could never really follow up and do any follow-up damage or knock him down at all. Sharky was really good at getting on the defense when I did rock him. Here I start doing some work with the jab. left hook to the body. Sharky putting in some volume there. I was trying to get a little step in liver shot. Never really landed its mark the whole match. And Sharky with a nice counter punch there knocks me down. So if you get knocked down 3 times in 1 round, it's considered a TKO win. So you got to make sure that you don't get knocked down repeatedly. 8 to count there. And we get straight back into it. I'm trying this sort of leaping left lead hook. I like it with the bob and a weave, but still a long way to go. I'm chasing him down here, trying to put in some pressure. He seems to struggle a bit if he's on the back foot, but he's got some decent footwork, lateral footwork in trying to run away from me. See those body hooks there just don't seem to do any damage at all. I don't know if what I'm doing wrong exactly. I think I need to sit on a dummy for a little bit and figure out how those hooks work on the body. Because on someone like Sharky, where he's so tall, now that I'm saying it, it may be his belt line. If I'm hitting him too low, it's just not going to register. That's probably what it is actually. End of the round coming up here. And should be there. Alright, starting the 3rd round here. I'm really feeling it at this point. You're going to see my volume go down dramatically. I'm starting to really feel it. I went a bit harder than I wanted to. I wanted to keep some energy for these later rounds. But my back was cramping up pretty hard. My lower back is starting to give me some issues now that I'm playing again. I like to do a sort of, I don't want to say peekaboo style, but sort of, I duck quite low side to side. And it's quite straining on the lower back. I might be doing it wrong, to be honest. That's why it's hurting me. My headset starts coming off here, which is a big problem with the Bobo M3, I think I have, M2, M3. Here I did a little, I tried to bait Sharky. He's like, what the hell, man? That leaping lead hook misses completely there. Nice head movement from Sharky. Yeah, I'm up in a pace a little bit. And I'm going to slow down very shortly. I wanted to see a lot more jabs coming out of me. Here I'm telling him to come to me because I'm too tired to do anything. I'm hoping that he will spam a little bit and I can get a counter punch. Basically the way the damage system works in this game is if you throw too many punches, it makes you take more damage. So I'm trying to bait him to throw a series of punches so I can try and get a big counter punch and knock him down. At this point here, Sharky does his famous Sharky punch, punching the wall, or I think he said he punched his sister. I don't know what, but he normally punches something. Nice right hand from me lands, and then a left hook lands too, but you can see Sharky circles out and he's got really good lateral movement on the defense. Every time he seemed to get rocked, he was moving away. That was great movement from him. Sharky gets stunned here with a nice few shots from me, but you can see he goes on the defense, he starts ducking down, moving left and right, and I just can't chase him down fast enough, and I'm so tired here. I don't have the output. I can see trying more body shots there, nothing really landing, although the right hook to the head lands. I definitely think I need to, if I'm going for the body, I need to go a bit higher in the future, because basically how the game deals with I'm just guarding up here because I'm tired, man. I'm fucking tired. How the game deals with under the belt shots, it basically just makes you, it doesn't do any damage. There's no DQ, there's nothing like that. It just doesn't do damage. So there I tried a big liver shot again. Didn't really make the mark. Sharky teeing off on my head. I'm just trying to survive at this point. Tried a counter shot which seemed to land a 1-2. Big flurry of blows at the end. And that's the end of the 3rd round. Here's a look at basically what happens to me between the rounds. I'm stretching my back here because my lower back is absolutely killing me. And I am completely fucked. Going into the 4th round. Yes, still another 6 minutes to go. Start of the 4th round here. We touch gloves. I think Sharky's feeling it as well because he's going a bit slower. But I'm really struggling with some pain in my lower back at this point. It's hard to do some of the head movement that I like to do. You can see my face. You can see in the game when I'm taking a lot of damage, it's when I'm sort of make a face like I'm smelling something really stinky, like pain. Here I tell Sharky, come on, bring it to me, because I really don't want to chase him down. I just want to try and get a counter punch, but I can barely hold my guard up at this point. This series is intended to force me not only to play the game and not only to produce videos, but to improve my cardiovascular health. Because I am certain that playing this game repeatedly, nice left hand stuns Sharky there. I'm certain that playing it often is going to help my cardiovascular health. My power seems not too bad, to be honest. I really need to be able to keep the pace up, keep the volume up. Otherwise, I'm just not going to win. But this series is going to be, about that development. I have a Garmin watch coming soon this week, which I'm going to use to track some stats. For example, heart rate during the match, resting heart rate, and VO2 max over the duration of this series, which I think will be pretty cool to see. How my cardiovascular health changes over time through repeated boxing in virtual reality, as well as, which competitor from the community can push my heart to the highest. Who's going to push me to my limit? I think that'll be very cool. That's still in the works for now. Just you're going to have to work with the current setup. I have to think about how to make this a bit more interesting as well. I know it's not the most interesting to just sit here and watch me talk over the fight. But when I'm not throwing too much, there's not much to say, is there? You can see I'm really, really struggling now. My shots are so slow, so laboured. I'm really just trying to survive to the end. I'm not going to lie. Coming close to the end of the 4th round here for 5 rounds. Just trying to make it there. Looks like watching back the right straight down the pipe was successful for me. I need to work on that. Do that a bit more. There's a rear uppercut into left hook combo, which I really, really enjoy. It does work well against shorter fighters. Here's me basically in between the rounds. At the end of that round, we get a 1-minute break. And this is what happens to me after I do VR boxing. I was completely and utterly fucked. To put it simply. Alright, start of the 5th and final round here. 3 minutes on the clock. I know that there's nothing left, so it's time to leave everything out on the table, Nothing, don't hold back. So you can see I definitely pick up the pace here compared to the last couple of rounds. I'm trying to work the jab here. It's interesting to see your form, in real life when you're playing. So it's a lot messier than you think. It's hard to tell when you're in the game, in the headset. But it's very, very useful to look back on your form, which is why I'm watching this footage. Playing with a step-in jab a lot there, because it seemed to do decent damage. But Sharky at the end here, his guard is very tight. I'm struggling to find a way through. I'm trying to body now, trying the body shots, but my jab is just hitting his guard over and over, and he's counter punching basically. I'm struggling to even hold my guard up anymore, or link together more than 1 to 2 punches. Sharky's cardio is definitely holding up a lot better. Definitely going to need at least 2 to 3 more fights before I challenge an Olympic boxer. I think, estimated. We'll see. We'll see how this series progresses. body shot from me there. Doesn't do much. Left hook on his head. On his temple. I'm standing way too close to him without actually throwing anything. I think if I'm gonna, if I know I'm too gassed, then I shouldn't be standing there in his range. Unless I'm gonna do something with it. Here I'm putting on the pressure, but nothing really lands. Struggling to make anything land. It is my first game in a long time. There, my left hand breaks. Bit of virtual reality technical difficulties. And here I'm just happy to take a breather as he gives me one before he starts teeing off on my head. Nice left hook from me and another one. Just misses. I try the body here. Absolutely no reaction from Sharky. And then he does this weird thing where he closes a window. I have no idea what that is. No idea. Absolutely no idea. Final 10 seconds now. I try my hardest to put him down, knowing I've finally made it to the end. I'm finally going to get to lie on the floor. But unfortunately, I don't get a knockdown. See here, I give him a touch of gloves, and I immediately fall down to the floor and lie down because my back is absolutely fucked. And hopefully, in the next episode, tomorrow, I don't have to end up on the floor like this. But we'll find out. And here's the score up on the screen. Sharky destroying me 50-40.